while I was sitting down today, because I don't have any kids to be looking after and I don't need to worry about changing nappies like you, but I actually wrote down a rough A-League men's All-Stars team from
Did you?
the season so far. Yeah, from what I've seen so far, I'll read it out to you. You tell me if you agree, disagree, or think I've got no idea. And I'd be interested to see some teams from listeners at home as well to see what they're thinking if they think I've got no idea. But I've gone for Alex Paulson in goals. It would have been Gauchi had he not have left because I think he was the best keeper in the league. And that's why Aston Villa came in and got him. So I've gone with Alex Paulson. I think, for his first year, he's been unreal. I think Wellington, they've never kept as many clean sheets as they have this season. So that's testament to him. And then I've gone with Tim Payne at right back. I think he's got 4 assists so far. And, he's an NZ international. He's playing in that same team, obviously. Got Marcelo from Western Sydney because I just think he's probably the best centre-back in the league. Be my opinion. I think, he was missing in the game against City, came back in for the game against Perth, and then, they didn't cop 7 in that game, so it must be all down to him. Brian Cowtack from Central Coast, Jacob Farrell from Central Coast in at left back as well, because I can't put myself in the team. We are bottom of the league, so Jacob Farrell, I think for me, he's definitely one of the best left backs in the league for the last few years. I think he's someone that I rate highly because I look at my fullbacks with quite a bit of attention. I think also Moragas from Newcastle, but I think out of the two, you've got one team that's, second last and another team that's second. So that was a bit of a no-brainer to pick him. And then I've gone for 4 in the midfield, Barbarouses, Arslan, Nisbet, and Torres. So I think most of them are pretty self-explanatory. And then up front, I've gone with Fornaroli and Taggart. And honestly, it was only because I was looking at the stats right now, because if it was last week, I probably would have said AP because he was the joint leader. And out of Fornaroli, Taggart, and Stanislopoulos, it's flip a coin, to be honest, this season from the form. But I think at the moment, Fornaroli and Taggart, they're 1 goal ahead. So we'll see how it ends up at the end of the season. He's definitely an honourable mention, Stanislopoulos. I also have got Rufa, Davila, Jermaine, Pena, Girdwood Reich, and Nesta Irankunda as honourable mentions. So I don't know what you think about that, Steph.
It's not a bad squad. Not sure defensively how they'll go against Newcastle. But no, I think I don't think it should be one from each team or someone has to be selected from each team. I think, you should pick the best players, and it's always hard when you're thinking about it because straight away your mind goes to the teams that are at the top. There's a reason why they're at the top. They've obviously got players that are playing well individually, or you'd assume so. But sometimes a lot of it does come down to, tactics of the team and everything like that. But like you said, when you're talking about Farrell and Moragas, like straight away you just think, well, one's finished or one's coming second, one's second bottom. So it's a no-brainer.
I think that's got merit. I think that does have merit because, look, you've got Taggart and Stanislopoulos, their teams are, second and third last.
Yeah.
And they're, they're leading the goal scorers. So you're always going to have individual players that are standing out, even in a team that's not doing so well. I think Pena in the last 5 or 6 games has probably looked like, one of the best players in the league. So I can understand it, but I just think it does have merit as well. I think, there's a season where we were winning it, we kept so many clean sheets that year, and then automatically people start looking at goalkeepers and defenders when you're keeping so many clean sheets. So I think it is a team sport, and then there's individuals in that are also excelling.
No, it's the reason why the team that normally wins it or is near the top, they sell a lot of players, and the teams that are near the bottom struggle because if you're a scout or if you're another club looking in, you think, well, fuck, they can't be that great. They're coming near the bottom. But if you're winning it, all of a sudden it's like, shit, this is the best team in the league and this guy's playing and he's playing well. So that's just the way it works. But we'll see how you go.
Even the Ballon d'Or these days, like if you win the Premier League and the Champions League, a lot of the time you win it. Or if you win your domestic league and the Champions League, you win a World Cup these days, you win it. Like,
Or if
if
your name's Lionel Messi, you just
if you're Lionel Messi, you just win it no matter what. If your name's in the hat, then you win it. But yeah, like Haaland, people say Haaland should have won it.
Yeah. Yeah, so. It's hard. It's always hard. It's always hard. And it's, it's just a matter of opinion at the end of the day. Like, I think the good thing with the All-Stars, I think if they do like the fans vote, so certain players get voted in from the fans, because that's always good as well. Probably for us individually, the best award you could get is the PFA Player of the Season, because that's recognised from your fellow players and peers. That's actually probably the most... I'm not going to say it's the most important one for you, but like that's the one that probably does mean the most, I think, individually.
Yeah, I think to be recognised by players that you play against every week as, one of the standout players in the league is probably the best compliment you can get, because at the end of the day, they're the people that are also playing professionally. So they probably have some pretty good knowledge about the game, I would say.
You'd think so.
Oh, Fred. Fuck you lot. Where's the beer?